you're the lady of the house and you're trying to keep it all together, but you're irritated. We can't say no because we're gonna hurt people's feelings, and I'm irritable. It is what it is. This is what's happening. The statistics for perimenopause and a pre-perimenopause and things like that is even earlier. Hello, my name is CJ. It is the holiday season, and I find that there is just this important topic that we just don't talk about. Pregnancy, perimenopause, menopause, those who just had a child, or maybe you adopted a child. And in this holiday season that kicks off with the fall and then enters its way into the winter, so from October, November, December, what do we do as moms? What do we do with our homeschool? What do we do when these emotions and hormones and activities and disinterest and irritability and annoyance and all of these things come to us? And I find that nobody's talking about it. So I wanted to touch lightly on it
This
today.
Vlogmas is kicking off the December month, hosted by Clarissa at Sunny in the Suburbs and Annalisa at Creative Curious Learning and Living.
We need to be realistic because I feel that we need to kind of turn the tables and take a look at ourselves, but instead we tend to blame everybody else, and we need to put a pause button on what we are doing, and our expectations are probably too high for our homeschool day this season. And a lot of times we just need to say no to stuff. What's interesting is that when the kids were a little bit younger, I taught them how to regulate their emotions and what to do with that. And for each of the kids, it was different. Some needed to just do some breathing exercises. One or two needed to simply just politely excuse themselves, and some other tools to help them regulate their emotions of what they were going through when they were very young, so that they can learn those things at that age and then carry them throughout life. And I feel that I should have taken some of those tools with me as well. Nowadays, the perimenopause and pre-perimenopause, that's a thing now, right? Apparently that's starting earlier, in our early 30s. And don't quote me on the statistics and that sort of thing. Do your research. I was just speaking to my band of doctors and listening to their take on it. And we are not realizing what's happening. And so we are not finding solutions to help us. And when we are homeschooling and we are with our kids all day, and sometimes our husbands work at home and there's other people in the house, it can be a bit of a stretch, if you know what I mean. It can really tinker with you. It's a lot. And if we recognize the signs early on, then we can attack them, we can approach them, we can embrace them, and we can know what to do. So going back to those emotional regulation techniques, I remember sometimes it would be hum a little song, or I would encourage the kids to also read a Bible verse, or go and read a book, or just lay down and be. Just take 5 minutes and lay down and be. And now, in this season of hectic, and we can't say no because we're gonna hurt people's feelings, I feel like we need to take some of those tools for ourselves. Because if you just had a baby, or you adopted a child, or you are pregnant, or you're in one of these pause stages, we need to take a break ourselves. We may need to read that Bible verse, hum a song, go for a walk, excuse ourselves instead of throwing the blame on everybody else. And let me add this, it doesn't really add to the environment that there are other people in your household that are going through different things as well. So I have 3 teenagers now, 13, 15, and 16, and they are going through a lot of things themselves. This is the way God designed us, to go through different stages of life, mature and grow. But we all need some sort of tools to help us get through that. And I I think as moms, and I can be speaking for myself, I know I'm not the only one. I think as moms especially, we forget that, oh, I just had a baby. I need to take a break. I need to pause. Oh, you know what? I'm going through this perimenopause or menopause stage of life and I'm irritable. It is what it is. This is what's happening. I need to excuse myself. That's what I need to do. Or you know what? This homeschool day is just not what it all panned out to be. And so let's all take a time out. That's what we need to do. We need to take a time out. And during this season, I think one of our strongest words, most powerful words, is going to be no. You're going to have to say no to some things, because if you are irritable and you're annoyed and you are having hot flashes, or your lack of sleep because you just had a child, or just, you know what I'm talking about, right? We know. You're gonna have to say no to some things, and then on the other hand, here are a few other ideas that can help you through this hectic season that a lot of times we put on ourselves, right? But here's some other ideas as well. Write down what's going on with your health. Just jot it down. Doesn't have to be anything long, but keep a track of your health. Be aware of your moments in your homeschooling day, if you're going to continue to homeschool through this season, of when, you know, a little attitude or a little down moment is coming into your system and you need to pause. Let's jump to this. I spoke about chatting with my doctors. So why not do a little bit of research and go and make those appointments and chat with your doctor, or find someone who specializes in women's issues and say, you know what, I'm at home, I homeschool, I'm pregnant, or if you don't homeschool, that's okay as well, because I know I have some people who watch who don't homeschool, but maybe you're going through perimenopause. Maybe there are other people in your household going through certain things, but you know, you're the lady of the house and you're trying to keep it all together, but you're irritated. And just go and find somebody, a professional, that can help you walk through these stages of your life. You can find a friend that's probably going through the same thing. Yes, going through the same thing. They're either pregnant or just had a child, or they're going through one of the pause stages, and you guys can encourage each other. Take a nap. Take a nap if you need to. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever is going to work for you, do that as well. Watch your eating plan. Watch what you're eating and do some research on that. You can talk to your health professional about things to do, exercise, or things to eat, sorry. Exercise, of course, is always going to help. Taking a brisk walk is just helpful in all types of ways for all people, right? For everybody. But pausing your homeschool day and just saying, you know what, I'm just gonna step outside just for a moment. I'll be right back. And just getting some fresh air, getting the sun to just pour some vitamin D in you, even just for that moment. I know that the research says that you need a certain amount of time, but we're just trying to help regulate what's going on when we get irritable and when we feel down and that sort of thing. There are supplements out there that can uplift your spirits and can help with these type of things as well, but your professional medical advisor would be able to point you in the direction. I did some extensive blood research, and I have, you know, a packet of, I don't know, about 10 pages of extensive blood research that I go over with my healthcare professional just to see what's going on. So that might be something to consider also. You know, you're in one of these buckets, right? And we are all going through something of the sorts. And there's a list of other women's hormonal changes that I probably didn't mention that we're going through, but we're not talking about this. And especially for the homeschool mom that is around their kids all day, the family, the household is looking at you, right? When I look around now, I see, well, there's a bucket there full of dirty towels from the kitchen. that I put on the counter from last night, and I see other things, right? I remember when the kids were younger and I had my kids back to back. So within 3 years, I had three children under the age of 3. So they're very close in age. And I remember just not getting enough sleep, of course, and it was just exhausting. And when I got to the next stage, so now I have my son who's around the age of 5 or 6, and thinking about kindergarten, and then still having 2 younger than he was at the time. You know, there were just so many days that I should have just taken a nap and put aside the kindergarten homeschooling session. I really should, instead of just pushing through it. I should have said, you know what, for the next 2 days, I need to catch up on my sleep from, you know, maybe the younger one from potty training or whatever it was at the time, because they were so young. And I didn't do that. Someone spoke to me and said, hey, listen, take a pause. It's gonna be okay. Go ahead and take that nap. Let me come over so that you can take a nap and maybe I can help out. And that was very, very refreshing for me. At that time, I learned that it was okay to be flexible, and it was okay to say, you know what, I need to schedule in a nap, and we can do homeschooling at a different time. We can do it on a Saturday, we can do it here or there, plus it's kindergarten. It doesn't need to take that long anyhow. Then later on, there were other, stages of just being a woman. And it came with irritability, being unmotivated, being tired. And at that time, I knew I needed to do some extensive blood work just to see what's going on and to chat with some other people. But now that I reflect, especially in those younger years, I think what my reflection is that I should have said no to many things, and that would have brought the stress level down. So I'm here to share that with you, that maybe no is just the answer. I really like how the sun was hitting just a few minutes ago, so I'm gonna leave that in the video. Hopefully that doesn't bother you. I think it adds to the reflection and to our chat today, but I know that this video was a little all over the place, but I hope that you can put the connection dots together and get what I'm saying. I want to encourage you to find ways for you to take a time out. It might be journaling. It might be playing your piano, like I have my piano right over here. And the other day, oh, it's not on. The other day, I found myself at, it was like 8:30 or something. I just needed to come over and play a song from my childhood, and it just soothed me. So I know that there's other avenues. You might want to take a little drive, read a book, color, all right? Get some of your coloring pencils and your crayons from your kids and color. You might need to phone a friend, or you might just need to go lay down and, watch something. Right? Watch something fun, watch something educational, watch something what do I call it? Just not nonsense, but just something that, you don't have to think about, and it's just something that's there. You don't have to think hard on what you're watching. It's just for entertainment. And I do hope that this has encouraged you, because I know that we're all going through something. And this holiday season, let me tell you, you can get through this holiday season as fun and as precious as it is, and you can be a grouch because of all of the extra stuff that we're adding on. And I find myself each year doing less and less and less and saying, no, thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for this, that, the other, because, the time is short. My son is in the 11th grade and my daughter is in the 9th grade, and then I have an 8th grader. The time is short, and I want to be able to create as many memories as possible with them. I want to be able to relax myself, have fun as a family, hang out with my husband, hang out with the people that I would like to hang out with, and then just also be. You hear that silence? Just be. And when it comes to these stages of our life where we have toddlers running around, and some of us have toddlers, kids in elementary, middle school, and high school, and one off in college, right? Some of us have that. When it comes to this stage, the stage that you are in, let's not compare our homeschool space, our homeschool Christmas, and our homeschool, we're December schooling, and we have all of these printables and all these things that we're doing, and the gift exchanges, and the list goes on and on. Let's just take a moment as a mom to make sure that we are good and we recognize what we're going through. And let's take a moment to pause and remember that if we're not good, our household isn't going to be good. And so whatever little tidbit you took away that you can utilize from this video, go for a walk, exercise more, go and journal, hum a song. I have a hymn that I hum when inside I feel like I'm about to explode, right? And so I hum it and I get through it. And it's called Jesus Keep Me Near the Cross, so that I can get my mind back from where it's about to go, and I center it back to how should I be thinking? What would Jesus want me to think? This is not the route to go, dear CJ. You know this. And I'm not perfect, so that's why I'm sharing this, right? Inside you're bubbling up and you're about to explode. However, you can control that. And so, yeah, just a little chit chat. I hope it all made sense. If you are in this stage, let me know below your thoughts. You don't have to let me know what stage you are in. But let's talk about this more. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.